Hello everyone, this is Lincolnus Prime, and today we will be taking a look at the NECA 2001 Godzilla from Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All-Out Attack. And before we take a look at the figure, as always, we'll be taking a look at the box. Basically, on the front you have the poster for GMK. On the side you have the same poster, the title, and the 65-year anniversary of Godzilla. You get the same thing on the other side. On the back you get some promo images of Godzilla, as well as a brief bio. You could pause the video to read that. On the bottom you have nothing. On the top you get Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All-Out Attack. On the inside, this flap opens up and you get an image of the figure, as well as the clamshell where the figure was on the inside. So as far as the box goes, that's about it. And moving right along, here we have GMK Goji out of the box, and this is one of my favorite figures from the NECA Godzilla line that I have in my collection. This is the reissue version, so there are some differences from the original that they have made. Some better, some not so great, and some of those not so great details I'm just going to get out of the way. The tail is, I believe, the only really true difference when it comes to the sculpt, where there was originally 3 molded segments and then the bendy wire. There is now only 2, which I feel is a major downgrade, and then the rest of this is a bendy wire. But the other good upgrade that they have is the paint is more of this flat color instead of the shiny that we saw in the original release, which I think looks way better. The painting looks really good, the sculpting does as well. I like the nice just scaly, just rough detail on the skin. You get the nice charcoal gray paint throughout the body, and I love the way the dorsal plates are painted, this nice ghostly white right there. The inside of the mouth is painted a nice pinkish red on the inside, and then as well as the teeth being this yellowish color. You get some nice white paint on the nails and toenails, and just everything else too. It's really good. I mean, even the eyes, like if you look closely, you can kind of see the eyes are just completely whited out, which I think looks pretty good. It's almost like he has PTSD. Oh wait, but yeah, no, the detail on this figure is absolutely amazing in my opinion. Now, in terms of articulation, it's basically about the same as every other NECA Godzilla figure I've reviewed. Basically, you get 2 ball joints in the head and the neck. There's a double ball joint in the torso, as well as double ball joints in both legs, and as well as ratchet joints in the knees, and a ball joint in the foot, as well as a ball joint and hinge joint in the shoulder, in the elbow, hand. There's also a range of movement in the fingers, and the tail, which is probably the less segmented out of all of them. So you get 2 ball joints, and then this entire bendy wire section, which doesn't have much range, which kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. But one of the other things is on the neck and head, this is probably one of the figures that can look up the most out of all the NECA figures, and also down the most, which I think is really good, and as well as a opening hinge joint in the mouth. So just about the same articulation as the last others. And you could get some pretty cool poses out of them. Now, in terms of accessories, you get a tail. This is about the only thing that comes separate in the box. You don't get an atomic breath piece, and the only way you could get an atomic breath piece is if you got the heat ray version that NECA released, which in my opinion is only good for display and not really good for, you know, just having something that looks good that you can pose in any other way. But yeah, I don't know, I just feel like it should have come with one, but what can you do? Now, in terms of comparison, here we have GMK Goji next to my last review, the NECA Bio Goji. Here we have him next to the NECA King Kong. And finally, here we have him next to the Robot Damashi Evangelion Unit 1. And final comments on this guy, this is definitely a figure I recommend you guys getting if you're a huge fan of 2001 Godzilla. Yes, I have my complaints, but this is still one of my favorite figures, and just some of the problems that I have doesn't really make the figure a bad figure. It just has some minor mishaps, or just some minor parts of it that I'm not a huge fan of. but in terms of detail, in terms of paint, I don't see really any problems with this figure. Um, yes, it doesn't really come with an atomic breath piece, and really all you get as a separate part in the box is the tail, which you have to connect to the figure, so there's really no accessories in general. But it I don't know, it's not the worst figure that they've released. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? No. But it's definitely a really, really good release in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, as far as just everything else goes, that's about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.